Well, joining us today in the studios is Deputy Chief Gary Sparks from our Douglasville Police Department. Deputy Chief, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, we want to focus on a great program that is happening here in Douglasville, and that is our Youth Against Violence program. Deputy Chief, tell us a little bit about that program, when it began, how long it's been going, and just a synopsis of what happens with the program.
Okay, we started the program about 8 years ago, and we started the program because we wanted to educate our young people to the consequences of committing crimes, and we wanted to educate our young people and help them understand how to maximize their potential. We were having a lot of gang problems at the outset, and we wanted to just deter our young people from the criminal mindset of being involved with gangs or negative behavior. So we started this Youth Against Violence program 8 years ago, and I tell you, we have some great young people here today that's part of our program, and we probably had over 2,500 kids to go through the program since we started 8 years ago. So we try to teach them and give them information on the laws, the consequences of violating the laws, and also life skills, decisions and choices, anger management, how to deal with conflict. So it's been an awesome program for us. It's been a blessing for us to be able to present this program to the youth, and I hope that's a blessing to the youth and our community.
Oh, I believe it is. And let's do this right now. Let's let each of our panelists here today introduce themselves. We'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Tania.
I'm Amore.
Hello, I'm Cortez.
Hi, I'm Detravius.
All righty, so tell me again one more time.
Tania.
Tania.
Amore.
Moray.
Cortez.
Detravius.
And Detravius. All right, well, welcom.
Thank you.
Good to have y'all in the studios here with us.
So, it's an honor to be here.
All right, feel a little bit comfortable?
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, let's talk about the Youth Against Violence program, okay? You're saying you want to make an impact in young people's lives. You want to educate them. From the four of you, what's the biggest so far, and I understand they just graduated from the program today, which was 8 weeks and 10 classes. What's the biggest takeaway that each of you have experienced? That one, memorable moment through the program that you're going to reflect back on in years to come?
For me, really, it was the guest speakers, those who came and told us their situations and how they actually came away from it. That's really what I took, because we learn more when we, see it, when we see it for our own eyes and gain that experience from others who've already went through that experience. So.
All right, so hearing the real life situations from others. All right, somebody else?
I got that the police department actually cares, because I know in society lately it's been a very big dispute with our teenagers and the youth against the police departments, and that program showed me that there are officers out there that truly care about us and that want us to do better in life.
Right. And this man here especially, right?
Yeah, that's Papa Bear. Yeah, that's Papa Bear.
We see Papa Bear's big heart, don't we? Yeah. Gentlemen?
This has helped me realize that there's no better time than now to maximize my potential and do everything I need to do to get on track. This little hurdle in my life is not the end. And I got
Yeah. Isn't that good to know there's always second chances? Yeah, that's great.
Well, this program helped me, fix my life together and, help other people do what they supposed to do and, follow my dreams and my goals and all that. And it really changed my life.
All right. So, Chief, did you have something?
Well, I was going to say, I may start crying. And that's what it's all about. I try to tell them all the time that, that they blessing me more than I hope that I'm blessing them.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a two-way street, but I can see from their expressions and the way that they refer to you as Papa Bear there. Yeah, you've got a place in their heart.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. Well, as you have gone through the program, which was your favorite class? Which was your favorite session?
I would have to say criminal addictive thinking with when our speaker Chris went up there. He really got, for lack of a better word, gutter with us. Like he kept it 100% with us, and that's what I really appreciated about that class. They didn't sugarcoat nothing. It was just basically the butter to the good. Like it was no games. So
that makes it more impactful.
It makes it more real.
It?
Like it makes me it puts a foundation within us. Like now we know how to take it and how to use it in the real world. Now we know what to do instead of like going out there just wilding and everything.
Right.
Mine would be the criminal addictive thinking as well.
Okay.
As if when they told us about that, and I thought about the situation that got me into that class, if I would have thought about that or had that class before doing it, I would have known, okay, I don't need to do this. There's another route to take. That's just criminal addictive thinking, and there's other ways that you can do things to be prosperous in life.
Great.
The class that had the biggest impact on me was the goal setting and how to maximize your potential. It's helped me see that it's nothing I can't overcome, or there's no obstacle I can't get over or hurdle in my life. There's always a better way, a better choice. Always to further myself, not take less, get as much as I can out of my life, do what I need to do.
All right, well, Cortez, do you have a big dream out there that you're going after?
At this moment in my life, I had a dream, but it really, like, I took the time and sat down and wrote it down like they was explaining, which has helped me. Like, I know now that what I wanted to do is not really what I really wanted to do.
Okay.
Like, for right now, I'm going to really leave my options open. But I'm going to still focus on my learning now so I get out of high school, while I'm still in high school, and then go from there.
All right.
Well, yeah, my class was the goal settings too, because the goals, you got to have goals to reach whatever you want to do in life. And one of them is finishing school and going off to college and everything. And, like, when you finish school and all that, it actually will make life easier for you instead of harder. Because a lot of jobs won't open up to if you don't have your education. So.
Wow. So I'm asking, where was this program when I was growing up? Because you know what? Y'all are giving some really great
This program
examples.
is a blessing.
What was that?
No, I said this program is a blessing, and I thank all the volunteers and participants and staff for coming out and actually shedding a light on a bunch of kids that everybody else giving up on.
Well, Cortez, you bring up a good point. To make a program like this work, Deputy Chief, kind of elaborate on what it takes behind the scenes.
Well, it takes a person that love doing this work. You just can't, because young people, they'll know if you real or you just playing with, just to put something out there. They know if you real and it's really in your heart, and that's the foremost thing. You got to have a love for doing this, and then the financial aspects of it. We just blessed at the police department and the sheriff's department that they, the sheriff and the chief, have seen the need to place funding for this program, and then with these volunteers. When we first started, it was me and Lieutenant Winklepleck and Art Powell, and we were trying to do all the administrative work.
Wow.
And 3 men trying to do administrative work, we're getting lost.
Did they need some women in there?
Yeah,
That's right.
So we were blessed to have people like Keisha McDonald that come in and just help us put things together, and countless other volunteers that shows up every Saturday with the same type of mindset that we have into helping our young people obtain the success that that they have a right to obtain. So we're just trying to help them get there.
All right. Well, it is an 8-week, 10-class program. Kind of give a little bit of outline what that looks like.
Well, we start off the first week was just giving some of our rules and regulations, and we stay on our rules and regulations, and we don't come in here to the class respecting each other. And then we have a class on bullying, we have a class on drugs, we try to cover all the laws that we see as law enforcement that young people get involved with. The theft law, the
Sure.
drug law,
Okay.
the gang law, the sex and law, all crimes against person law. And then on the back end, we try to fill those spots up with some life skills, decision and choices, conflict resolution, anger management, how to be successful. We had one of my good friends, retired FBI agent, Irvin Somerville, that put that class together, that success is not by accident.
Right.
You plan
for it,
and
just like you
and they're
said.
planning.
Yes.
The criminal addicted thinking with Chris to try to talk to the young people that your mindset is very, if you have a criminal mindset, you're going to be going to do negative things. So we wanted them to change their mindset on doing positive things, uplifting things so they can maximize their potential and become great, which they are already born to be great. I tell them all the time, they're already born to be great. They just got to go get it.
We just got to know what that potential is inside of us, don't we?
And find it and go after it and go get it and understand their environment. They'll be a product of what they hang around, their environment. So we just hope that they have an environment of people that are going the right way, the way that they need to go, the right way of where they see their future going, the right way to keep them on the track to their greatness. So that's what we just try to just love them.
All right. Well, you made a statement there about lifestyles and training on lifestyles. Let's take a little focus on that. Of the different life skills that Deputy Chief has mentioned, what one from those classes impacted you the most, that that you've made a difference in your life, a change? Go ahead. Yes, Cortez?
From this program, my decision making, I haven't been really out with the kids I used to be with. They have helped me see that just because I live around it don't mean I got to be a part of it. I
Wow.
can be my own. That's greatness in me. It's up to me to plant the seed, like they say.
All right.
Decision making for me, it took me, after coming into this class, all of the friends, the negative friends, I no longer have them because I had to make a decision to stay in that criminal addictive thinking path or change my way. And I decided to change my ways, and my friends didn't want to be in that lane with me anymore, so I no longer have them. So decisions really matters. So that's what I really took in from that.
All right. Great.
I would have to say decision making as well, and also goal setting, because originally I wasn't supposed to be in this class, but along with my sister, she actually told me to join. So I was like, I came there and I saw, and he really just embedded in us decisions. You have to think about the future. You need don't think about what's going to happen tomorrow. You need to think about 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So he really helped me to think, because I'm in college now, and out there you really have to stay on your toes. You can't play games, and I just know now, because I want to be a nurse, but I have to take certain steps, and he helped me to put those into more physical, how should I say this? He put it more to where I can just, make it more tangible.
All right.
Instead of jumping the gun, basically. Just,
The decisions you make today are going to affect
Yeah.
what your long-term, and so you got to make sure that what you want long-term, what you're doing today gets you there.
Yeah, he
Would
helped
that be
us.
right?
He helped us put it on paper
Yeah.
to where it could be more. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out that word, but
I think we're with you.
Yeah,
I think we
I
got
tell you, on that class that they're talking about, I think it's one of Somerville, and he had a video. I remember the video with the gorilla. They had the guy
Yeah, be more attentive.
throwing the ball.
Yeah.
So they had a guy
yes.
they were throwing the ball, and they say, all right, count how many times the people in the white T-shirt throws the ball. So they throwing the ball, everybody counting. So then all while this is going on, the guy in the gorilla suit comes in, beats his chest, and then just walks on out. So at the end, so we asked the question, how many times did he throw the ball? Oh, 22. Okay, did anybody see the gorilla?
Gorilla what?
The what?
That's what everybody.
So
what's
focus. Maintaining focus. You know, he was driving that nail into that wood, being focused on what you want to do. And I think that was a really, well, that's why we put that class in the rotation. Because we have certain classes that's our youth against violence, our steadfast case classes. So he really drove that point home about, you know, getting your goals and objective down and laying out a plan, and follow your plan, you know. And I also say that, you know, it's like, remember the doctor? We have a doctor that comes down.
A doctor.
Yeah, he's
All right.
there just about every Saturday. And you know, one thing that always stuck out to me was, remember what he said? He said he wanted to be a doctor.
So he hung
Put his
around
own
doctors.
in a doctor
He put his
environment,
place
yeah.
in
His
a
whole life he
doctor's
was in the
position.
hospital and clinics and all.
Surround yourself by what
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
surround yourself with those people if
Yeah.
you want to be one of those people.
Right, so he said, okay, I look like a doctor.
Uh-oh.
You can't be a doctor and you're looking like a thug or you look like a crackhead. It don't match.
Yeah.
So boy, he hit a home run on that thing, man. Shoot, he got me jumping.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Well, let's change gears here a little bit because, Maury, I think you mentioned earlier about knowing or understanding and feeling that the police department and those involved with this program, that you've had a connection, that you know that they care
Yes.
for the youth in our communities. Tell me the difference. What kind of, other than being in the program and experiencing it, how did you see police before?
Well, I've had experiences with me and my sister, every experience I've had with her, with police prior, and they've all been negative, just negative experiences. But when I got into this program around Chief and all the volunteers, they were just sweet. They showed that even when we didn't care, they cared. They wanted us to know that don't let your past or one mistake that you've made tell you what your future is going to be. You are still young. You can change the future. We are the future. So he's telling us to be more married. Don't let this get you down, because I was one of those that I was like, man, I have a record. I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm in this program. I don't know what to do. But when I came to the program, I realized they care. They want you. If you could get off your record, they would do it themselves. They were showing that if we could change your life for you, we would. So we want to give you the first step you need to take. We want to tell you what laws not to break, what not to do, what you should do. So you can't walk out of this program saying, I didn't know what to do to get in this situation. We know now what not to do and what to do to stay out of jail and to change other people's perspectives of the law and to stay out of trouble and out of their jobs.
Would it be safe to say they gave you a hope and a future?
Yes, they did. They gave me hope.
And they gave us some understanding as well of what they go through on their day-to-day jobs and how they're treated. You know, they're humans as well. We are as well, you know. So they kind of just walked us through what they go through and how we should interact with them as well. Because some teenagers, they come off strong to the law enforcement, to the authorities. They cussing at them, disrespectful. But they showed us in that class, like, you know, if you just probably come a little nicer, come with more respect, you could have, you know, you could have got out of the situation more likely, you know, probably not, but
At least it wouldn't have
it would have
escalated.
been, it wouldn't have been as intense as, you know.
There was one video Chief showed that sticks to me right now as we're talking. There was an officer, and then there was a crazy guy, And everybody now says, officers, shouldn't you just wait, figure it out? But this man was crazy. They told the officer not to be as aggressive as he usually was. And he was telling the camera like he felt he was in danger. And that officer lost his life trying not to be aggressive with other people, you know?
Right.
So instead of us being so aggressive towards the officers, it should be an equal understanding. They have a job to do, and which is to keep the streets clean, and we just have to understand that they have that to do. Yeah.
All right. So it sounds like in this class too, you have the good understanding that you'd mentioned you have a record. From this point forward, you get to make a new record, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell me about the cost of maybe your past experiences that brought you to this program. Were there some loss of, you've already said that you've redirected and you've made some new friends and you've changed your circle. Are there some other costs that were involved in each of your lives that you maybe had to pay in order to be through this program?
Just really determination. Like, I don't like getting up early in the morning on Saturdays.
On a Saturday.
Those are my days. But you know, it was something to do, and it's constructive, and that's the whole thing. Like, I think most teens, they need to just start doing things more constructive instead of destructive, like tearing themselves down. They need to start building themselves up, and that's what I felt this program was, helping me build myself. I didn't have to come, but I came with my little sister for her support, and also to build mine. And you can become friends with the police in there. Like, for real, they are your friends. Like, you can build networks and just gain a lot from interacting with the volunteers and the deputies and detectives. So I gained a lot, and I really just had to be determined and sacrifice my Saturday mornings, just to be here. But I appreciate it.
Thursday classes as well.
There are two
I had to
Thursday
leave.
nights.
Two Thursday night classes, and that's what we wanted to get out with the police and youth classes, because we understood that a lot of young people, parents may not talk to them or about how to deal with the police, and we wanted them to understand, it's a mutual respect from the police and well as the citizens we serve. We serve them, and that the best outcome they can get when confronted with the police is just taking the high road. Just being respectful, and that was the day and time they could make the complaint. We went into teaching them how to make a complaint. What their rights are, what police can tell you, and what they're going to have you to do and what they can't. So we wanted to let them understand all the ramifications of law enforcement, as well as what their rights are. We provided them with a constitutional book so they'll know their rights. So, and that makes our police department better, because our young people and our citizens know the law. So our officers got to act accordingly, with respect. So in other words, they're also holding your department and your men just as accountable as well. That's how I find out when we have one we need to get rid of. Oh my. Through the people. That's right. There you go. Well, you guys also mentioned something there. What about your relationship with your parents and your family? How's this program impacted that? What do you guys want to kick off with us first on that one?
I mean, with my family, this program has just made me want to do better, how about more, do stuff without even having to be asked.
Oh my, will you come to my house? Yeah, will you help my son understand that too? No, he's a great son, but yes, that's great. That's
do stuff without being asked, give back for what all they've given us, all their time they put into making us who we are and who we should be, whether we took it or not from them, is on us. This program helped me see it, but I actually got the potential.
Well, this program helped me because, like, the girls I heard about getting sold on the internet and stuff, I won't want that to be my sister or my mom. So I've been starting to take care of them more. And, like, I won't want none of that to be none of my family. That's how it helped me with my parents and all.
Well, we women, us girls, we want good men to take good care of us. So that's very admirable, and I'm glad that made an impact with you, for you. That's great. Ladies?
Well, with our parents, it built a stronger connection because now we can go home and tell them what we've learned within the program. Like, we let them know, like, most of the laws, because some laws my mother didn't know or my dad didn't know, and they was probably breaking them. But, they know now because we've learned through the program, and they're learning through us,
Yeah.
We're still teaching them, they're teaching us. So it's kind of just mutual.
Yeah, like my mother and father, they would tell us what not to do. And us as children, we would still go out and do it, not thinking, oh, we're young, but it's still disrespectful. And what we've realized being in that class, after hearing it maybe from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other adults, you're being disrespectful. What Chief and them have told me, what everybody's told me in this program, I've heard it countless times from my parents. So it's taught me to maybe just listen and humble myself, because parents are here to help you and not hinder you. They've lived their life and they just want to see a better one for us. And that's even what the department is trying to teach us with Youth Against Violence.
All right. Chief, did you have something you wanted to follow up with that, did you, Chief?
I'm just feeling.
You're feeling like one of those parents today.
Yeah, they go. I asked these 4 students to come, and they were humble enough to say they would, and I just appreciate them, and that some youth are catching the ball.
Yes.
They
Yes.
catching the information, and I tell them, I said, well, it's 10 o'clock a little early, but there's a lot of kids staying in bed, and they will not get this education.
Right.
Run to education. Run to knowledge.
Yes.
Run to information that's going to uplift you. It may be 9 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock, but when it's there, you got to go get it, because if you're not getting someone else is. So, they always say the early bird catches the worm. So,
here.
So we just glad that we emboldened them, their lives.
Empower them to walk
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
out here in life.
And we just
in a
want the
better cause.
people,
That's right.
and let the community know. All these kids, you say Youth Against Violence, they hadn't did anything really violent. We just that name Youth Against Violence is just to show that we want our young people to understand that they don't want to be a part of violence. That's not to say they committing violence. They doing some little things that some of us older people probably have done ourselves.
I was going to say, let's not talk about past. No confessions on my part today, okay?
But the name Youth Against Violence is just, that's what we want to instill in our young people, to stay away from violence, stay nonviolent in their relationships with others, and their relationships with the world.
All right. Great. Well, it sounds like a great program. We're going to wrap it up here, and here's the last thing that I kind of want to give you a thought, help direct your final thoughts here. Probably each one of you have a dear friend. Would that be right? That isn't maybe making the right choices or the same good choices that you've now been enlightened to. Okay, here's your opportunity, all right? And we'll go in order. We'll start with Tania. Okay, by the end of the program, I forgot. I'm sorry. Tania. Okay, we're going to start with you, Tania.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to look right over here at this camera.
Okay.
And tell that one friend, you don't have to call them by name, but just tell that one friend what this program has meant to you and why you would like to have them in that program.
This program meant a lot to me, and it helped me grow. And I think that's what my friend needs, is to grow and just be the one that she's destined to be, and stop falling into these worldly things, Don't be materialistic. Just go out there and gain that knowledge that, has been put out there for us, We just need to get out there and grab it. That's it.
All right. All right.
This program meant a lot to me, and you, my friend, do too. And I would like the best for you as well as everybody else wants for me. And I want you to keep your head strong and make better decisions. Don't let anything from your past tell you what you're going to do in the future, and just do better.
From this program, well, I recommend you go to this program so it can help you see that you can overcome any obstacle, any hurdle in your life. Any little thing that happens, that does not mean that you don't actually have a life. You actually still have a time. If you put in your time, work hard, stay positive, surround yourself by positive, you're going to end up positive.
Well, this program helped me a lot. I started respecting more people, started to take care of my family a lot, and I started making good decisions. My bad decision days are over with.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you to each one of you for taking your time after classes on Saturday to hang around a little bit longer and share your thoughts, your heart, your experiences, everything with a great audience. Deputy Chief, any final comments you'd like to make?
It just, I just think each one of these young people to stay involved. Always look for a positive organization to be a part of, your church or sororities or any positive organization, or start something positive for the youth. Youth at the age group is one of the age group is probably more volatile and commit some of the commit a lot of the real bad crimes. But our youth, if we can get our young people to start leading positively, we could turn that concept around and that all of young people are bad. These are great young people, great men and women. They're going to be great. We already ordained. She said, well, I want to be a nurse. She is a nurse.
There you go.
We're going to start, we claim that thing.
Yeah,
remember in that class, don't ever say, well, I am, I will be. So we're going to speak positive. And I just want our community to understand that we have great youth.
Yes.
We didn't all, we made everybody make a mistake. And all the youth in our program are not in trouble.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
But it's information that all youth need.
Yes.
So just because people are, they just young people in trouble. No, they're not all in trouble. This is just information that you don't get in school.
You don't.
That's right.
They don't teach civics in class anymore.
They don't, no.
So this is just information about the community and the civics and what we need to keep our community growing positively. Mm-hmm. This is what we do at Youth Against Violence.
We're back on set here with the Youth Against Violence program, and joining us now is Keisha McDonald, and you're one of the volunteers that has helped, I understand, for quite a long time with the Youth Against Violence program. Tell us from a volunteer's perspective a little bit about the program.
The program is excellent to me. It reaches the youth. I enjoy coming and giving back. It's something that we do on an 8-week program, and it's just a lot of fun for me. I actually had a son that attended the program.
Okay.
So that's what brought me into the session.
So that's how you got joined up with the Youth Against program.
Yes.
But you're still around.
I am.
So it must have made an impact in your life as well.
It did.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of the information that was given was awesome. And I just looked at the youth and I saw the need to give back. And that's something that I just saw the need and I wanted to come and be a part of it.
All right, it is important for us to give back to our community.
Yes.
And to the young ones coming up, because they are our next
Absolutely.
generation, as these fine panelists stated before.
Yes.
Well, let's talk to the panel, because you guys interact with the volunteers on a weekly basis, and I guess over a 10-week or 8-week period with 10 classes, you kind of get to know the volunteers a little bit more personally.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Tell us about that. Anybody have a certain volunteer that sticks out?
She did,
Miss
like,
Keisha.
she was really the first one to like speak to me. She was like, well, how many times are you gonna keep visiting? Why don't you just join the class? Like, I was like, well, are you sure I can join? Like, and she said, definitely, you can sign up, gave me the application and everything. And like, I came to her because she said I could also do community service hours because another volunteer like gave me the smallest piece of chicken for lunch, and I was like, I need to be back there because they not handing out the right portions. So, you know, she was like, you'll be great for this. You know, this is something you could do, and you know, you could put it on your application, your college applications and your resume. She was the main one who came to me and brought all that information to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Another story?
Yes,
Okay.
well, it's just about her. She has a very nice, getting up early in the morning and coming to a place that you really didn't want to be the first day. She was very, very warm and welcoming, and she was one of the first people to make me feel like this is another home for you. And to know that she didn't have to be there. She was giving up her Saturday mornings as well to be there. It was something that made me feel better about her and her character. If I had any questions, I went to her. She was always smiling. She was super sweet. She was always concerned about me and my sisters. When I went to her for a plate, I don't know what she was talking about. My chicken was always good. She gave me a good plate.
I told you it was somebody else. And I was like, yo, I went straight there. I was like,
What's going on with the chicken? Yeah. She was like, I got y'all.
Got you
She was
covered,
real
didn't
warm.
All right, guys, what's your perspective here? We're hearing from the soft touch of making that first. It is important to feel like you're welcomed when you're going into especially an uncomfortable environment and situation.
Volunteers, they help you see that you really need to listen. They help assist us if we need a problem, we need anything, we need to ask. We know they there for us, to talk to us, to help us get through any hurdle. We can come back, talk to them, and they gonna help us get through it.
All right.
Yeah, the volunteers, like he said, help us get through the program, and they really, chicken was good.
I'm coming for the chicken. So I do understand that they do feed you very well on Saturdays.
Yeah, they do.
And I think part of the program there is that's kind of an outreach with different local community restaurants as well, helping contribute to the program. Good. So these volunteers that you interact with, do you interact with them beyond Saturday?
I would if I could.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Me too.
I think they're asking for phone numbers now. So, but the impact that you have with them on Saturday then lasts through the rest of the week with you.
For
I guess,
sure.
helping to change.
They give us
Like
that family vibe. Like everybody feels like a family in there.
Yeah,
You know.
so like during the week when we not at the program, I know we could actually call one of them if we needed to
Yeah.
talk.
Sure.
I actually love to see the growth because when they first come in,
Right.
the first week or 2 weeks, they're hesitant. And they're like, okay, yeah, they're saying good morning and have a seat. But by the 5th week, they'll warm up and they understand that we're there for them.
Yeah.
You know, we're not there to make sure that they stay in line. It's really a second home for them to understand you're getting good information. We're here for you, and we're truly a support system.
Well, Keisha, I would think over a period of 8 weeks, too, you kind of get to know them.
Oh, yes.
And so maybe one of them's walking in on a Saturday morning, and you can tell either, hey, it's kind of a rough Saturday morning, or, maybe things didn't go well during the week. And I guess having you there with a heart that's just can see that and opens up the dialogue.
It does, and I love to see them out away from the program. I may see them at Walmart or
Yeah.
Target or, just anywhere. And they're like, oh, hey, Miss Keisha, I remember you. And, they give back. And they really warm up. And then they'll start asking more questions about how can I do certain things. Like Antonio was mentioning, okay, this is a program where we extend, not just on Saturday.
Right.
So that's the thing that I loved about the program. It's just so much. It gives back, and it's more for me to me than for them. They don't realize that. I want to be an impact.
All right.
So it's a good program.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining us today. Any
you for
final
having
thoughts?
us.
Anything that I didn't cover? Anything that popped in your mind you want to make sure we state?
The only thing I want to say is thank you to all the participants
Ms.
and
Kellie.
volunteers at Youth Against Violence for helping shed the light on young kids that everybody else is giving up on.
Yeah. I agree. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, Ms. Keisha, I can see from our panel that you've made a great connection with the students in the program and in this 8-week course. Tell us, for other volunteers, kind of what it entails and how they can jump on board, what they can expect, and what talents they may have that they can bring to the program.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you that we have so many opportunities at the program where we need volunteers to come in that are committed, that have the heart for our youth, that are able to come in and communicate with them one-on-one, personally get to know them. That's something that I enjoy, and I know there's several other people out here in Douglasville that would also enjoy to do that as well. One of the things that we do and that I enjoy doing is mentoring with our youth, where we would make contact with them and call throughout the week and speak with the actual youth or their parents. If they're underage, we will get permission from their parents to ensure that it's okay to speak with them.
Sure.
So that's something that is good, and a lot of youth, they really enjoy that. And to me, we're able to give back to the community. So if anyone out there is interested in becoming a volunteer, I highly suggest that you come out on Saturday. We're available. We have the program each and every Saturday. It's an 8-week session from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And you can definitely make contact with Deputy Chief Sparks. The contact number is 770-920-3010. Again, that contact number is 770-920-3010.
All right. So it sounds like a great community effort for the program to function each and every Saturday.
Yes,
All right. Well, thank you for your time and your service and giving back. And I'm sure each of these students as well would say,
Thank you.
thank you all. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us here on this special edition to highlight our Youth Against Violence program.